All right, Organized Sound Podcast. Welcome back. I'm your host, Hib Balday, and I have a very special guest today. Fabeyon is in the house. How you doing?
Peace, man. I'm good. How are you?
Turn on your, turn on, ay, 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 turn on your, turn on your.
It's good to see you. I'm
Yeah.
glad we just
Yeah.
bumped into each other over
Yeah, that
last
was-
week.
that was
And
cool.
we made it happen. I've been listening to your new album quite a bit.
Beyond Will.
Beyond Will.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? How you feeling right
Man.
now in general?
I'm feeling better than ever right now, man. You know, I feel when that came out, it was a minute before I put, a body of work out. So
had been
once
some time.
once that dropped, I was like, it was a relief for my fans to hear, what I'm saying, that project. So I feel great, man. And now I'm working. I'm keeping it moving. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
Yeah, it
stopping.
feels like
so-
everything's just clicking.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm trying to keep the ball rolling and stay productive as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? So
Solid. So let's take it back a little bit. What got you interested in rapping?
oh man, I would have to say just like in the car with my pops and the type of hip hop he was playing, you know what I mean?
Okay,
And
what was that?
It was the Big L and Nas, and even just I was always interested in the history of it, you know what I'm saying, and the pioneers, and listening to them, and I just fell in love with it and just decided to, try to write my little rhymes when I was like 6, 7, you know what I mean?
Man, that's
Yeah.
some of the earliest I've heard.
Yeah, so I always loved it, man. Always loved this. Yep.
Okay, solid. So, we used to work together actually, which is how we
Yeah.
first met. And this is back in 2015. So, I mean, you've come a long way since then, and I really want to talk about the last 3 years and kind of the lessons you've learned within hip hop as kind of moving around and the wisdom of more like the business.
Definitely. I would say that, a few important things I learned is just being yourself and staying true to your craft is probably, one of the most important things that you could, hold, you know what I'm saying, and cherish. And just, I would have to say patience, you know what I mean? And just as far as an artist and a person individually, discipline, you know what I mean? I think those are a couple things that I think some of the most important things I've learned and held closely, you know what I'm saying, over the years.
Okay, so what's something that's a habit you were able to get into in terms of something you like to do every day or something like that?
As far as with the music or
Yeah, with the music.
That's a good question. I think I like listening to different genres. You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, expanding your circle.
I think it it keeps me I don't want to stay in this routine or certain lane, you know what I mean? I want to listen to different things and look at things from a different perspective, another artist or writer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Different sounds, so it just helps with creativity in general, you know what I'm saying?
Got you. So what's something you've been listening to that you think would surprise people?
I like all types of bands, man. Like the older joints, like Journey, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or even
yeah,
a little bit more up to date, like The Script, you know what I'm saying? I'm not heavy into it, but
right. But
when I
just
hear
like
it, I
to
appreciate the
explore.
art, you know what I mean? Yeah, and it just sounds soulful, and you know what I mean? It just helps me as an artist too, and I just love music, man. You know what I mean? So
Solid. No, I get where you're coming from. I actually want to get right into the new album. Let me check something real quick. I want to get right into this album, Beyond Will.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of songs on there that I really like. So I want to go through them song by song.
okay.
I got to start with Above, which is the second track off there. and very like reflective, very Western Mass. Like you make reference to Carew Street, stuff like that, in that more hood environment. And I think the song is kind of like you talking to yourself, and I want to know about writing that song and like what you do for the mental game of like, okay, staying focused, understanding what's next for you, and how you're kind of hitting your marks.
It's like I know, like through the course of my day and certain thoughts that come to me, you know what I mean? I'm like always like, you know, pinpoint like that's something that I need to talk about, you know what I mean? And that the fans need to hear from me. You know what I'm saying? And I think I come with material differently, you know what I'm saying? I could be doing anything. I could be washing the dishes and you know what I mean?
And something
just comes to me.
So what do you do in that moment? Do you kind of like cut away and like try and get something in your phone or something?
So, I mean, I would try to build off that idea right away, you know what I mean? Before I lose that energy. Or sometimes I just tuck it, you know what I'm saying, for another part of my day if I happen to listen to a beat later on and it kind of matches that vibe and that energy, you know what I mean? Like, all right, this supposed to be for this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So things like that, I would say.
Okay, and I would say instrumentally and also the way you come, you've got like a gritty, almost like New York sound. Where does that come from?
Ah man, we from the East, man. Well, I'm from the East, so
right. So East Coast.
Yeah,
East Coast.
I feel like that's the type of sound that I grew up off of, like you know, like we were talking about earlier. So I kind of like to keep that essence and vibe in my music. You know what I'm saying? Like that boom bap, soulful. You know, sometimes it's gritty, hardcore. You know what I mean? So I just like to keep that traditional hip hop vibe alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So in terms of beat selection, where do you get your beats?
Bunch of cats that's fire out there, man. I get beats from my dudes from overseas. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, Screwaholic. He's from Germany.
Okay.
Kid Mello, he's in Canada. You know what I mean? And over here in the U.S., Willa Beast, that's actually who produced Above. He's down in Virginia.
I'm surprised
I could keep
to
going,
hear you
man.
say that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
how do you
man.
make these connections?
Social media is a beautiful thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
So you're really
it's just people that love that type of hip hop, and that's why this type of sound will never go away, because you got different people from corners of the earth that just, you know, that connect, and you know what I mean, they bounce off ideas, and we fell in love with it the same way. So, you know, we all keep that alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's incredible how far it's spread. And
yeah, man.
So the roots are everywhere. And
exactly.
that sound has spread to all parts of the world. So in terms of recording, where do you record nowadays, or how do you do that?
I'm mostly at my man Tommy Pocket's spot. You know what I mean? Right here in Springfield, Mass. And you know, I've worked with him more like a lot over the years, so it's like the chemistry is kind of there when I'm recording with him. He knows he knows how I'm punching in and what I like, how I like my stuff to sound, you know what I'm saying? And I know how he rocks, so it's like we get in there and then we knock it out, you know what I'm saying?
It moves
it's smooth.
Quick.
Yeah. Yep. Some people you can't really, it's like you gotta have a certain vibe when you're in the studio, you know what I'm saying? Cause
of course.
That
you need to be in your element for that creativity to come out.
Yeah, absolutely. So shout out Tommy Pockets for that.
Solid. So I want to get to the next song here, Spotlight, which that reminds me of like a song that could be in the Creed movie. I feel like that's the ultimate like gym workout song. Is very uplifting. Did I write down something here in terms of lyrics? Oh yeah, still here trying to see what the top like.
Right.
Okay, when I heard those lyrics, the Still Here really stayed with me because I feel like when you're really passionate about something, and it could be anything you have a goal towards, there's kind of that point you get to where I'm not giving up on it. I'm not turning back. And basically those are the people who always make it. You know what I mean? Right. It's like you just got to go for it until it works. Right. And so I really like that about Spotlight. That's the energy, the hunger is all there. Yeah. So talk about making that song.
So like I wanted to make a joint that, like you said, not only for what I'm doing and what I want to achieve in my life, but it resonates to, it could resonate to anybody who, I'm saying, is on that type of mission. Somebody with a basketball dream, or, a boxer, or even if you, whatever you're doing and you really want something and you dedicate yourself every day to get that, I feel like that's the type of joint that, you could bump and relate to.
Yeah, to go stronger when I'm writing, so this game I can no longer take lightly, bro. Day and night they show how they do dirt, be the same dirt that they wanna leave you right below. Yeah, but they hoping that he's chosen. Springfield, you see the potency we holding, focus and reloading. Had to dig deep from a city where they strip your motive to keep going, but we here. They wanna see you fold where you at, but there's no holding you back. You still here, ready for that spotlight. Been at the bottom too long, trying to see what the top light. With the top light. I'm trying to see what the top light.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chill Shump on the beat, from New Britain, Connecticut. He produced that joint. You know what I mean? That's one of my favorite joints too, man. Spotlight, word.
Solid. Okay, and then I want to get to Rafters. So Rafters. Also kind of like on that same like uplifting tip, but you got a girl on this one to kind of harmonize with.
Shout out to my sis Jillian Beth.
Okay.
Yeah, she got a beautiful voice, man.
More than him, arenas jam-packed, pandemonium in the fans clap. Pressure is on, I can't crack. I waited too long for this just to stand back. This moment might be where my only chance at. Was on a mission while they sat down. All or nothing, there's no turning back now. Yeah, I grind past the limit, so when I'm done, hang my numbers in the rafters with it. My back against the wall, the clock's ticking. So when I see this game on the line, I'm not missing. I grind past the limit, hang my numbers in the rafters with it. Yeah.
That's cool. Is she from the
She's from Springfield
East?
As well.
Okay.
Yep.
Got you. So how'd you find her?
Shout out my brother Blacksmith. Over the years, that's somebody I looked up to as far as, an artist as well. And that's actually his fiance. So they two incredible artists, man, and that was actually the first time I worked with her. So I mean,
it turned out. It turned out. And that did you have a particular sport in mind when you wrote that song? Because there's a lot of kind of sports references.
Yeah, it was more of a basketball feel. You know what I mean? I wanted to aim towards that. I got different metaphors, like Magic Johnson and a couple other things in there. But yeah, Rafters is definitely for like, you hear the basketball.
So did you used to play? Was there ever a time where basketball was a dream for Fabeyon?
Yeah, back in the day, man, when I was little, I definitely loved playing basketball. But shortly after like a little high school, and I just stuck to music. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that was my thing to stick to. Nothing else distract me. You know what I mean? But basketball is still something that I love watching. So you know what I mean?
Of course. Okay, so what's your team right now?
The Rockets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it's really...
What about our Celtics, man?
Yeah, because I was always a Chris Paul fan, so I kind of like,
wherever he
goes.
Really,
all right, it's really Chris Paul.
So,
wherever he goes, I want to be like a bandwagon dude, but I just want to see him win, you know what I mean? So
Rockets are nice right now.
Yeah, man.
They're handling business.
Shout out to CP3, man.
Okay, so another song I want to talk about. So you end the album with this, and this is a very conceptual song that I just thought was very well written. The Shoes to Fill.
Yeah.
And so, describe this concept. You're kind of talking to yourself, but a younger version.
Exactly. Damn, I'm trying to figure out how I thought of that when I first thought of that idea, but I think when I heard the beat just spoke to me like I need to do something different on this beat. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I think like the Joe Budden "Pray for Me," kind of a similar concept when he's talking to God, a conversation with God. They going back and forth. But not saying that I took that from that. But when I heard the beat, it was like I need to have like some
like
type of
back and forth,
some type of dialogue, yeah, and that kind of listening to the beat and made me want to talk about my youth a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Give people more insight on that. So I'm like, damn, maybe I could have a conversation with my younger self and give him jewels, like, because we always wish we could go back and like,
the
man, if
hindsight is 2020.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So I wish I could do this, and I felt like that was an ill concept to.
And how did you feel at that younger age? Did you feel kind of lost?
Oh yeah.
Or why did you feel like you needed to talk to yourself at that particular time from the past?
Because that's a good question too. At that particular time, and when I was that age, certain changes I was going through, what I'm saying, in my family, and just a type of environment I was growing up in, and just like growing up seeing new things coming my way, like how to adjust. So I feel like like you said, like kind of lost and just needed some direction and guidance. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was a good time in my life to go back and tell my younger self, like, ins and outs of how to go about things. You know what I mean?
Okay. And now, do you have any like younger siblings or anything where you feel like you're in a place to give guidance?
Yeah, man. I have 2 little brothers and a little sister. My youngest brother is actually he's a little bit older than that now, but he's around a couple years older than when I was talking to that particular age in that song. And I feel like a bunch of kids out there could listen to that and build off of that. You know what I mean?
I think so. And it's weird because it's like we definitely had a really different childhood, right?
Yeah.
There was so much of like the internet and stuff that wasn't a part of culture.
Yeah.
But at the same time, certain lessons just are widely applicable in any time.
Absolutely.
And I think you definitely wrote a song for that.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Whether you meant to or not. So Beyond Will, the album, when did you put that out?
That was in September of 2018.
Okay, so kind of recently.
I think it was the 7th of September, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
got you. I want to talk about what you did for the marketing of that, because I saw a lot of physical stuff, like just outside. Like I was just next door to STCC and I saw a poster for it.
Oh yeah.
And then on the social media side.
Yeah. I always like to keep my foot in both lanes, like social media and just out here physically as well with the people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like both are just as important. You know what I mean? But yeah, like for a few months on social media, just promoting it. You know what I'm saying? At shows and cyphers and wherever I was, just promoting the name Beyond Will. And I went to Shea 45 probably like a week after it dropped, just promoting that. You know what I'm saying? Freestyling the shout out to Static Selector and Terminology who had me up there.
Oh, solid.
Yeah, and I just feel like, yeah, man. So out here, I love having them physical copies too. Like, some of these artists think, just putting them on all outlets is the job is done, but you gotta get out here and
touch the people.
Yeah, man, you gotta have them.
I very much agree with that too, especially for this particular area. Like you gotta go outside and like find out who that fan base is.
Exactly. So that's basically what I did for the marketing, man. And I'm a person that loves to learn new things. So like I'm still learning little tricks and ways as I go by, like what's good to do for marketing, and you know what I mean?
Yes.
To get your music
I mean, the
out there.
platforms are just changing. Like I remember I wanted to interview someone before and they lived in like the middle of the country. And then that was before Instagram Live. You could like share a live, and like that solves so many problems. Right. So it's like
Yeah, that's
almost
true.
every few months, like something radically changes.
Exactly.
Is there anything in particular you can think of from recently where you're like, oh yeah, that works?
Shit, man, you just said one. Damn, man,
Nothing on the top of your head? That's no problem.
Yeah.
The next question I wanted to ask you is, I see you've been working with, what's his name? Frank Nino?
Yeah, it's my bro, Frank Nino.
Because he's been pushing your stuff really hard.
Yeah.
So how did he get involved?
I was probably like 15 and 16. And a friend of mine from Carew knew, cause he still got the shop on State Street, him and Shamal. So one of Shamal's cousins knew a friend of mine here on Carew, and they just made a call like, yo, I got these dudes on State Street, they want to hear you, you know what I'm saying? And I just spit over the phone, I think. Then I came to the store and I spit like 1,000 bars at the store. And, you know, they always keep their ear in the streets. And, you know, all the MCs in Springfield done came through how you want it. You know what I'm saying? For either for a battle or a cypher or promoting your music. You know what I mean? And Frank always in the loop with different artists and bringing them to New England. You know what I'm saying? And coming through Springfield when they do come to New England. So he was definitely somebody that I felt like needed to hear me. You know what I mean? So and I was a little kid then. So. And we just been brothers ever since, man. You know what I mean? Tight, you know what I'm saying? That squad, man. Frank Nino.
Nice. And then the other piece of the rollout was I saw that you had the release party at Aquarius.
Yeah.
Which is a spot I've never been to.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about how that went.
I felt like I wanted to have that release party, like, you know, in the center of the city. You know what I mean? So right on State Street where kind of started for me too, you know what I mean? Because How You Want is right there. That's right up the street. So I felt like Aquarius was like the perfect spot. Shout out to Freddie and Pito. You know what I mean? They got that spot, and you know, that was a beautiful night, man. To have my first release party, you know what I mean, and show. So that was a special night for me. Word.
I just missed that one, man.
Yeah.
I saw that on social media. I'm like, that's where I'm gonna see him. And then I just missed that. I had to go into work.
Yeah, we got I got something coming up like real soon, you know. So I'm gonna keep you updated on that.
Keep me updated.
Yeah.
If this video comes out, I'll definitely like throw it in the description. We'll throw some little ticket
word,
links or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Solid. So tell me about. I mean, we were talking about cyphers a little bit already, and you've made a lot of mentions to those. How do you prepare for those? Are you someone who's extremely good to just off the top rap?
You know, MCs like myself, we like to go by when you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So and just to go back to like Frank Nino, like he done put me through the training camp of you gotta have your bars on deck at any given time.
Yeah.
So that's something that I always, you know, took pride in my craft, and you know what I mean, like to always be prepared for any given moment. You know what I mean? I could just at the snap of a finger go off. So when the ciphers come up, it's like the same thing. I always got something on deck to go with. You know what I mean, like off the top, it's cool, and it's definitely you definitely gotta be real talented to do that. But I feel like there's a time and place for that. You know what I mean? Like I could, you know, fool around and do it sometimes.
Scrape something together.
But yeah, I really want to, even when I'm listening as a fan, I want to hear what the individual sat down and thought about and put down on paper. You know what I mean? Or just put together. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, the ciphers, man, that's like one of the true purest forms of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a indirect battle almost.
I was gonna say, so have you been a part of any battles recently?
Yeah, recently, the last one was on MTV when I battled on the Summer in the City. It's like it was kind of like the introduction of a new TRL almost, you know what I'm saying? So that was the last battle I had, but and a few before that on Battle on the Beat, but it wasn't so direct. It was just
Who can come better on the beat
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
like me trying to
Exactly.
somebody else.
Yeah. So, and who got the better verse? But they just, you know, they was calling it battle on the beat, which I loved. But yeah, man. But now I'm just focused, you know, more on the music, and you know, and if cats want to get me in the cipher,
They can they can catch the fade. They can pull up for that.
Yeah, nah, but the ciphers is something that I'll always be a part of. You know what I mean? But as far as the battles, you know, I leave that kind of in the past. You know what I'm saying?
I got
I've just been in so many battles, so you know, the ciphers and the music, man, is really what I'm about. You know what I'm saying?
That's where you're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that, man. So talk to me about what you got coming up in the future.
I got I actually didn't announce this yet, but I got the Age 2. I had put out a project before Beyond Will, probably like a couple years before, called Age, All Golden Era. You know what I mean? That's what the acronym is for. And it's basically just spitting on a bunch of 90s beats that I always wanted to, you know what I'm saying, smash. So this is Age 2. And I'm just gonna be working on my new album, you know what I mean? Other than that. And this year I'm gonna just keep feeding my fans visuals. I feel like in the past visuals was something that I lacked on a lot. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's 2019.
Do you have any leads for
man.
that in terms of like good videographers locally?
Oh yeah, shout out to Big Kev. Shout out to Big Kev, man. Frank introduced me to him too. You know what I'm saying? So he's always on deck to work. So you know what I mean? I'm
You're
just
ready
saying,
for that.
Yeah.
So what do you think is gonna be a visual off Beyond Will that you really want to bring to life?
I got Above. I did video for Above. Pay Homage. Pure Gold is something that I want to get done too for a video. I got mad requests for that too, for Pure Gold. Like, yo, we need this video. Okay. I need to get that to my people. And then I'm not sure if you're familiar with 50/50, but I wanna get that visual. Shout out to Easy Money.
I'm not sure. I'd have to hear.
Yeah, we went like back and forth for like 100 bars.
Oh no, I do remember that song. I do remember that song.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. I really want to get a visual for that, yo, because there's so many bars, you know, being thrown around, and it'll just look crazy. You know what I'm saying? When people really looking at that video. But
of course.
Yeah, those are a couple.
He said he's down for it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Easy. But yeah, those are some of the joints that I need visuals for.
Got you. I want to talk about this Massachusetts music scene, especially Western Mass. What do you think artists need to do more of, or what do you think that the scene in general needs for this to become like one of the like prominent music scenes? Because I feel there's a lot of talent out here.
It's tricky, man, because I feel like Springfield is like, it's kind of like it's kind of funny in Spring. As far as Springfield is funny, like, you know, the people that they like so many different types of hip hop out here.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But
yeah, like there's a lot of different sounds, like the whole range. Like everybody's doing a little bit of something.
I feel like the artists need to just get out and just build as much as they can and connect, man, and network. But, you know, outside of their city, not just in Western Mass. You know, go to CT, New York, you know what I mean, DMV, and then those places, the more the artists do that, those places get more familiar with, you know what I mean, our area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just think artists need to just get out, stop being lazy. You know what I mean? Get out your house, get off the couch, and just connect, man.
That's a challenge. Hashtag Fabeyon challenge. I agree with that a ton. And for me personally, as somebody who interviews people, I'm always looking for like young artists. Do you have anyone in CT that you'd want to see me interview? Someone that you like, even if you haven't necessarily met them?
Oh yeah, couple people in CT, man. Annoyed is from CT. He's nasty.
I just listened to Blame It on Jay-Z.
Yeah.
His full album.
Yeah.
He had bars on there.
Yeah.
This was yesterday I listened to that. Definitely.
Brillo, he's from CT.
Okay.
He's rocking with the Rough Riders. There's a couple cats in CT that got bars, man. I would have to, I would have to look into it more.
Yeah, really think about it. That's
yeah.
perfect. That's what I wanted. A couple names.
Mm-hmm.
Solid. So do you have any shout outs, man?
Man, yo, shout out, man. The move makers, Shamal, Frank.
Oh, so
Blacksmith.
tell me who that is and what the movement is.
Yeah, so that's just, that's just a squad, man. Shamal, How You Want It. He's partners with Frank Nino. They got the store on State Street.
Mm-hmm.
Blacksmith. He's been there before I got in there. You know what I mean? Like I said, he was the spitter that I looked up to, and before I got into the squad. Berto Bravo. You know what I mean? That's the bro. He's on the album too. Blaze G. You know what I mean? And we just working, man. We staying productive. You know what I'm saying? Word. Shout out to them, man.
All right, shout out to them, and I appreciate you, man, for coming through.
I appreciate you for having me,
really
brother. Shout out to you and your platform, your podcast, man.
Thank you very much.
Word.
To the best of luck for both of us, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
All right, this has been the Organized Sound podcast with the Fabeyon interview. I'm gonna link his album right below in the comment section here in the description, and you can check him out. He has events coming up. 413.
Yeah, follow me on IG, man.
Oh yeah.
It's simple Fabeyon. You know what I mean? The YouTube, the same thing. Twitter's the same thing. You know what I mean? So
keeping it consistent.
Yeah, man.
All right, signing
Peace.
out.